I'm sorry about apartheid. Yo, did you see that? What? Fuck all happened.
The story of Chester's lasted a long time. They took this concept of this character Chester Missing, just this guy didn't know who he was. It just worked from a comedic point of view to, and I don't mean laughing at the coloredness, because that's not at all what was happening, but it's still something needs to be questioned. Which of course I do, and I made a whole show about that, about the question. He accused me of blackface, and then we unpack what is he black, what does it take for him to be black, he's a puppet, how can he have a race, and the idea of projecting race onto inanimate objects, but at the same time that he has, what signifies does he have?
How did we get colonized by a guy who looks like a L'Oreal ad?
When you laugh at a colored identity, you do stuff like you go, "Awe, who like it?" You do that kind of hyping up sounds that make it funny. That doesn't mean it's okay for me to appropriate an accent at all. That's part of the conversation I've been dealing with, and that's where it started. The thing about colored identity, that whether it's my right or not to say it, is that it was a forced category. There's no clear colored people, and I feel it was clearly a label given by apartheid that includes everyone from like Malay to Khoisan to just like light black people. It's just freaking everyone went in this box, and then they assume that there's a shared culture. That's racist. When we started out, I just done honors anthropology, and I just joking around, like playing with being a sort of comedian, and he was very stereotypical. He had jokes about me being white, but the idea of saying "yo massa" and that kind of thing as being blackface was not something that was part of my world. Then I went through a whole process and I rethought myself completely by the time I did my master's, which was more about identity politics, post-structuralist feminism, subaltern stuff, post-colonial theory, and within South African corporate environments, how people use identity politics, gender, race, age, class, all that, sexuality, to leverage a place for themselves, how they change identity when they come into the workplace. So Indian people who then they'll say, I speak totally differently at home than I do when I go to this bank. I'm just a different person. So we play with identity all the time.
Why am I being targeted? I was 12 when Mandela got out of jail. So your license movie, they call 12 years a racist.
Where we ended up at is, where I've ended up as, is to remove that accent and then make him slightly lighter, so that the transmutability of he could be Nathaniel or he could be what is he? That's the question. I think it's clever because we're the same person. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, the moment I find a black ventriloquist, you're gone, dude. Are these guys students? I don't know. I'm just smelling. They smell like dacha. Now, I can easily make Chester pure. At the moment, we're going to take him out as a puppet. I'm not going to. That's what color he is. So I can make him. I sit there going, he could be Helen Ziller color. I'm getting a Helen Ziller white color one made now, just to really go there as far as. So Helen Ziller could be black. Like, where does the line? Where does this line come from that we believe race is? Because that's the conversation. Day by day it changes. We're going to get you Helen Ziller color. What? That's blackface. You got to laugh at something, and laughter always requires some speaking back to you. Either confirm power relations or you undermine power relations, sort of in a Foucauldian sense, in that we have like hierarchies of knowledge. So when I say something that is the truth in this environment, Jacob Zuma's corrupt, that truth has complex dynamics. So if the audience is all white, speaking back to power would be to question their racism towards Jacob Zuma, a guy who's on Robben Island for 12 years, as well as to speak back to Jacob Zuma's dynamics, as well as to speak back to myself. Though all those three things have to happen for me to know that I am not continuing the prejudice. Because now I understand how the dynamics work. I can't do that without, I feel like I'm being an asshole if I'm just continue the bigotry.
Satire in the biggest arts festival in the country turns out is just a whole lot of white guys that are pretending to be something they're not.
Am I consciously trying to change the world? Sometimes. But in general, I just don't want to be an asshole. Once it slams into you that your entire life is a product of a system that was unfair. Every single advantage I've had, school, university, being able to eat when I got home, having electricity at home, all those things were far more likely because of the color of my skin. What type of dick doesn't deal with that? I mean, you have to be a complete fucking asshole not to deal with that.